Hello, 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 everybody. Here it is, the last day of July, and we're shining the light once again. Today, we're shining a light on a very good friend of mine. I know it's a very good friend of Chris. I met this lady, I don't know, a couple years ago, maybe now. She's amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Well, the nicest, kindest women person I've met. Hold on a minute. I'm getting feedback from my YouTube. Anyway, I shut it off. Oh yeah, I mean she collects, she sells stuff on eBay to make her a living. She amazing. Sent me a couple of pictures that Dawn's looking for a frame for. Just beautiful, unbelievable lady. You know the one we all meet each other in Unpassive, and there's just certain people that just are neutral. They have no hidden agenda. They just love everybody. This is that woman, and we love her. I'm gonna let Chris introduce her because he's good at it. If I can get him to stop flirting with her. But anyway, here's Chris Johnson.
Okay, before you bring Lorrie on, yes, there was a post made that 360 was at 4 o'clock. That is a very old post. Someone shared it, and everyone copied and shared it. The 360 today is 2 o'clock. Of course, Ash was invited, and that's it. It's at 2 o'clock EDT. So a lot of people were posting 4 o'clock, and I was spent my whole morning trying to say no, 2 o'clock. But so remember that. Saying a lot of prayers out there for a lot of people that I know are struggling. Include them in your family prayers. And I'm talking about prayers because I want to bring on this beautiful girl named Lorrie Lunn because she's just a natural person. Her heart is full of love. She's the most free spirited woman I've ever met, and I mean that in a great way. She's easy to talk to. You could put Lorrie Lunn in the middle of New York, and she'd probably make a million friends in 5 minutes. That's who she really is. She's a entrepreneur, which I love, and she just does everything right in my book. Her personality is that's the greatest thing about this, meeting people with great personalities, because you can meet people that they're nice, but their personality is a big thing for me. She has got the greatest personality in the world. So Marty, let's get her in the center screen. She's a little nervous, but that's okay. She shouldn't be. Excuse me, shouldn't be. There she is. She looks absolutely beautiful. She's a cowgirl, and I'm sure she'll tell you all about that. And I'm sure she's going to start out with a big yeehaw. Yeehaw. I forgot my cowboy hat at home, but Lorrie Lunn, please take the floor, my sister. I love you. You look absolutely gorgeous.
Okay. I'm on. Hi, Marty. Hi, Chris. Oh, nice to wake up to you guys this morning. Anyways, well, let's see. I've been in Unpassive now for, going over 3 years now. 3 years and since March. So 3 years and a few months. Anyways, but I have never regretted anything of being in Unpassive. I just, it's the best. But anyways, tell you more of my life, I guess. I've been a country girl, cowgirl since I was 5. I got my first horse, and I've had 4 legs under me ever since. And um, let's see here, I have been. I've got 2 girls, and I have 8 grandchildren. They've blessed me with, and my girls are amazing. And I made cowgirls out of them. Sometimes I think a little too much because they were riding cows and bulls in the rodeos, and I was like, crazy kids. Anyways, but I love them, and they're smart, and I my grandchildren they're gorgeous, every one of them. But anyways, let's see here. I've lived in Washington and Oregon, raised most of my life, and I've broken trained horses while I was young, and um, that was not for a business. That was more for just me and just surviving. I've been an entrepreneur yet most all my life because I've lived up in the mountains. Jobs weren't plentiful, so I would raise some Rottweiler puppies. I would break and train horses. I'd buy them for $100, get one free, and train it, and then I would turn it and sell it. And I had a string of about 6 horses, 6 or 7 of them, and I'd take people for horseback rides, and I'd bless them, just for fun, and people were just, it was something that they've never gotten to do their life, and I would take care of them and show them how to ride a horse. And anyways, but I lived on 140 acres up in the mountains in the Cascade Mountain Range up in Washington. It was the last pass, the North Cascades Cross Pass up in Marble Mount. And I raised my kids up there after I left California. I was there for a short time, but I had left and brought my children up to the mountains where my mother was on our family ranch, which is about 140 acres. My uncle had came and bought up some more land, but my grandfather owned 1,000 acres back in the day up there, and he was the preacher of Marble Mount. And he had a little he had the outhouse in the back, had a double seater, and and it's just wildwood country up there in the mountains. Anyways, but I raised my girls on the ranch for about 15 years, and most of it was an outhouse, a hand pump, and a generator. And my uncle came and put electricity on the place, but we still had things, for survival. When the electricity went out, we had our generator, and we made life work. And and I got to be a free child, as my mom would let us, we just did what we wanted. My mom had to work. She was a single mom raising us kids, and she was a TriMet driver in Portland, Oregon. We lived there for a while, and then we went back up to the ranch in Marble Mount, and we it was just God's country. It was beautiful up there. And anyways, I raised my girls up there, and which I'm very glad of, and they got to learn how to survive, say, if you didn't have those options in life. But anyways, and I horsed around quite a lot all my life. I rode horses. So anyways, I'm glad to at least be able to put my hat back on. And my mom is passed now. I took care of her. She passed a couple years ago, and I've been with her, taking care of her for that time. And anyways, and let's see, jobs in my life. I've been a caretaker for my cousin, and I've worked in a nursing home for a few years, and I drove people to their doctor's appointments. Here recently was my last job. I had taken people to their doctor's appointments and in my car, and I got 62 cents a mile, and I've done it for 15 years. So I averaged about 50,000 miles a year. And on my journeys of doing that, I had collected things that I would find for $1 that I, knew was worth more money. So I'd grab those things, and I kind of I would sell them on eBay, and I learned how to do eBay, which was a good thing, which I need right now. So, and I sold something this morning, a beautiful picture, I'm painting. I found for $5, and somebody in California is getting it. It went for $150. So, anyways, that's my business I'm doing now. And let's see, other jobs I've done: construction. I drove heavy machinery, loader operator. I love doing heavy machinery. My uncle, he taught me how to drive a 1950 Mack dump truck, double clutcher. That was an experience. But anyways, I helped him do a job out in the woods building some roads. And let's see, I was a poker dealer for a couple years. I liked that job. That was good. Great tips. And I'm an artist. I create things. I draw a little horses and things, maybe, but nothing major. I'm let's see, I'm not a master of anything, but I know a few things. But anyways, I try to guide my children and, tell people about ONPASSIVE back in the days. And, some people, they're not going to listen to me, but they're going to find out different. Anyways, let's see what else. Coming into ONPASSIVE, I was not an LMN person or into internet stuff, but I wanted to be. And I was saying, I said a prayer one time that I told God, I says, I need an internet job. So I think he brought me one. Anyways, I want to say thank you to Ash Mafara for doing what he's doing, because I know it's going to change the world, and things are going to be changing in this world quite shortly. I think that good things are coming. Anyways, let's see what else do I got. I met some folks that brought me into this. Gary Lease and oh my gosh, Frank Servadio brought me in, and I into other things, that we didn't prosper on. And then I was going to give up. I wasn't going to do this no more. I learned about crypto through them and Bitcoin. And I was telling my kids about Bitcoin in 2016, but nobody listened to me then on that. But anyways, my friends that brought me in here, I thank them for doing so. It was meant to be, but we've tried other things, and like I said, everybody's wasn't gonna do it anymore as to keep going on with LMN stuff. So everybody's at their last straw, and here comes ONPASSIVE, and now we got a real company and the real business that's coming, and I can't wait. Nothing's going to stop this. It's God's in on it, and I'm excited. So anyways, other than that, let's see. I'm been watching everyone and gotten so close with everybody in ONPASSIVE. And we've got the hugest family. I believe that it's going to do nothing but grow bigger and bigger. And I am been so excited at meeting everyone. I've gotten such special friends that I don't care what happens. I'm just glad that I've met everybody and gotten to enjoy the 3 years of this journey. And I wouldn't have missed this for the world. This is incredible, as something that's building. And I've been afraid of the internet. When I was up in the mountains, I didn't have a phone, and there was no internet up there. And I finally moved away and came over to the east side of Washington, on the other side of the mountain, because jobs were not, you can work at the little stores or the local bar. And I was doing construction. I had to travel hours to go do that job, which I enjoyed doing. But I got into ONPASSIVE, and it's just been the best journey ever. But Ash has built something to where people can be able to come in and be safe, because you're going to have to verify yourself coming into ONPASSIVE, and the bad guys ain't going to want to do that. So I know that Ash is incredible. His heart, and when I watched Ash back in the day, I seen Ash, and it was just, I could tell, I could read people when I see someone, and you can pretty much, see that they're talking through their heart or the truth. And that's what Ash is. He's heart and truth and he cares for people. And I'm never leaving because I know it's coming. And like I said, God and Ash have built something quite amazing. And other than that, I can't wait to meet everyone in person. And I plan on traveling, which I've never done before much. And I get to come and meet everyone, and it's going to be great.
There she is. I got to ask you this question, Lorrie. You said it and it caught in the back. A double-seater outhouse. I think you said.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I know I've seen one before. Actually, I used one before.
As a little brown church in the wood. My grandfather was the preacher for many, many years there. And I took my children there and taught them about God. And, they went to the little back room and were taught. But we just, my grandpa was in his flannel shirt and suspenders. And he owned 1,000 acres up there in Marble Mount.
That's a lot.
And he logged it. And we had the ferry, a ferry that came across the river on a cable thing. And that's how my mom went to school. They threw her on that ferry. And this river Skagit River is a wild, scenic river. And it's, they put him on the ferry, and she'd go and slam against the other side, and she'd walk up through the woods and stuff to the school. And it was amazing, my mom's life there, back in the days, and my grandma, and living in the mountains. And you're talking no electricity. And I got to live in the old ranch house. It was an experience, living there in my family's footsteps. And I got to raise my grandchildren there. And that was a good experience for him. It's roughing it ain't that rough.
Yeah.
You got the river, you can catch water, you can whatever. It's a thing.
I liked a couple things you said. I was horsing around that. Of course, I fell off my chair. And I want to tell you something. Back in 2014, when my son was young, he tried to talk me into, he knew crypto, Bitcoin, or whatever it was. And I'm like, I don't know nothing about that stuff. And Lorrie, I've always listened to you. Sometimes people don't hear what you have to say, but everything you have to say is phenomenal. I love your life. I know it seems like every time you had a struggle, you just picked up and said, I can do this.
Always.
Yeah. Always in my life, I've done that, because I'm a girl. I'm all by myself. I chose to be. I mean, I've had boyfriends, I've had husbands here and there, and, but yeah.
You know what? I think you're amazing. I think what you do is amazing, because Lorrie on trivia, she showed us that picture. She showed us many things that she picks up in flea markets and garage sales for a couple bucks, and she sells them for serious bucks. And that's what's kept Lorrie going for a long time. Not only she enjoys it. She enjoys doing it. I've said, wow, that's pretty cool. She sent Marty a beautiful picture about, was it Mark Twain? A Mark Twain picture. And you're very
tell him why, Lorrie. What does he say?
Because there's two important days in your life: the day you were born and the day you figure out why.
Boom. And I made that statement. She said, I got a picture for you. And that was the original person that said it. That's why.
Yeah. No. I when I heard you say that, I went, oh my gosh, because I said that before, and Go Founders back in the day, and and I heard you say that, and I went, yeah, I said that.
I love that saying.
Yeah, okay. I do.
Beautiful, Lorrie. You were amazing. I knew you would be. Thank you so much for coming. I know it's not easy, but you did a great job. The comments are off the chart. Yep. Almost 300 people here. So a lot of people wanted to come see you. That's for sure. I knew that anyway. Couple shout outs. Today at 11, Red's putting somebody in the chair. Anyway, I think it's Tanya.
I think we had two people listed, but I think it's Tanya on passive today.
If not, it's that other guy, Martin, somebody. Okay. Anyway, Red's doing the chair at 11 o'clock. Don't miss it. And one more shout out I want to do for Julie Pierre. She has a show at 7:30 on Wednesday nights, once a week. And usually she has people that are highly educated in what to do financially with your money and all that. A lot of people love it. You can go there if you want the link. I don't know what would be the best way for them to get the link.
She usually puts it in the old minnow group.
Oh, the old minnow group. If you don't belong to that, it's getting bigger. It'll be in there. If not, get a hold of somebody. Somebody will give it to you. And what else? Oh, on Passive 360, like Chris said, it's on at 2 o'clock. If you want to view it, it will be the top dot live. That will take you to a YouTube channel, the top dot live. And by the way, the top dot live is on a rotator, so it randomly goes to each YouTube channel. Okay. And Ash is getting the link. I believe he's planning on being there, but as you all know, and if you don't, I'll remind you, he is working around the clock for us. I mean that. I know that, and I mean that. I wouldn't be around here for 5.5 years if I didn't believe it with my heart. And I know most of you do. Thank you very much, Lorrie. We love you, you know that. And God loves you, obviously. Everybody say goodbye.
Well, I got to say a shout out.
Go ahead.
Okay, I got a shout out. You brought a cowboy on, and I got to give him a country shout out. And it's yeehaw!
There we go.
Hey, Shane.
That one's for Ash.
Shane Ross.
Are you talking about Shane with that sexy mustache, Shane?
Oh, he's a cutie, yeah. Anyways, but our OMAC Stampede starts up here on the 8th. Omanu said she's going to maybe make it, and I'm excited to see her. I get to meet a founder. And anyways, OMAC Stampede's coming up, guys.
Shout out to all the people here. Thank you very much. I mean that. And we'll see you at 2 o'clock. And be cool. Take care of each other. Love everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.